Hi, Electric Ed here, Mad Hatter Guitar Products. This is the installation video for the Terminator SVST-IBZF system. This is part of our In-Fluence Terminator systems, designed for pickups that have coil splitting, voicing changing. They're active pickups, primarily the Fishman Fluence pickups, which we have here. What we're going to do is we're going to install it into this pickguard here. This is the pickguard off of our our Fender Squire Strat. Originally had an active pickups in there originally, so we're going to install it in here and we're going to put it in that guitar. So we have the pickguard, we have the Terminator In-Fluence system, and we have a set of Fishman Fluence pickups. These are the open core classic set. Curious to see how these sound. Bought these used online. So the tools we're going to need will be screwdriver, strippers, open and adjustable wrench, and a reamer or something to enlarge the holes. So I'll get to that here in a minute. So set those aside. First, let's take a look at the pickups. So like I said, I bought these used online. These are the Fishman Fluence, like I said, open core classic, 6-string, kind of, yeah, they're nice pickups. Very well made. Pull these out of the packaging here. Let's see, which is which here. Let's say which one is that's the bridge, and this one here is the neck. So we know which ones they go. So I'm going to set those aside. You see, we have the original pots and stuff that came with it. Not crazy about, obviously I'm partial because I think our stuff is much better. These are basically like alpha stuff, which is, we use high quality CTS stuff, which you're going to see here in a second. But the main thing is we got the connectors that connect to the pickup. Let's make sure we have those, and we got springs and stuff, so yeah, we're all good to go there. Let's set this off to the side. So we got a Terminator system here. I'm going to open it up. So we have, first we got our package here. It has all our jumpers. It has a battery clip if we need it. Our capacitor, 0.22 capacitor, is what's required for these Fishman Fluence pickups. Our little ass screwdriver, a couple guitar picks, business cards, Mad Hatter Guitar Product sticker. So there. Then we have our stereo output jack, which is designed mainly for the active pickups, where you got the Braun lead that's going to actually engage the battery, 9-volt battery when you plug it in. Here's our CTS 25K pot, very high quality audio pot. It's got a 3/8 diameter bushing, 3/8 long bushing, 1/4 inch shaft for the knob. Yes, push-pull pot, which we're going to use on this system. We're going to use it for changing the voicings of the pickups. And not lastly, but we also have our IBZ switch. The way this switch is going to work, position 1 is going to be the bridge, position 2 will be both pickups split, position 3 will be both full humbucker, position 4 will be the neck split, and then position 5 will be the neck pickup. And lastly, our instructions. So here we have the instructions for the In-Fluence system. The first thing we want to do is we want to make sure everything's going to fit. I always do this before I start mounting stuff in the guitar. So first of all, let's just see if our pickups are going to clear. Here's the bridge. Yep, looks like the holes are going to line up. Looking here at the screws here, making sure they're going to line up. That's the bridge, looks good. The neck looks good. Looks like the holes are going to line. Obviously, there's plenty of room there. Okay. The next thing, now this hole's already been opened up, it looks like. So I don't think we're going to have any issues with, yeah. Actually, it's a little bit bigger. I must have had, I don't know what I was we were using this pickguard for something, so it's a little bit bigger, but it's gonna be fine. It's gonna mount in there just good. So set that off to the side. Let's try push-pull pot. It also has a 3/8 diameter bushing. Pretty much all the 25K, even the parts that come with the Fluence system, they're also 3/8 diameter bushing, as you can see there. Well, maybe you can't really see, but it's 3/8 diameter too. So if you have a guitar that was made in Indonesia, China, or anywhere in Asia, possibly even some of the Mexico ones, you're going to have a 8mm diameter bushing, which is this hole here. I can see it already. And you're going to see what's going to happen here is it's not going to fit. So what we have to do is just have to open that up a little bit. And so I like the reamer. I think it's the best tool. Always go from the finished side this way. If you have a drill, if you're going to drill it, same thing. Especially with the drill, because if you drill it, it's going to just blow out the other side. So you definitely don't want to go from the cavity side out. Always go from the finished side in. And a reamer is always going to be nice and clean. That's why I like the reamers the best. These are $10, $12, local hardware store. Highly recommend picking one of these up. What we're going to do is we're just going to take that. We're just going to twist it. Sometimes I mark it, but I kind of have witness marks on here already from the last time. So, you know what? Let me show you how to do that when I'm thinking about it. So usually what I do, I take a nut, drop it on there like that. And let's see, get a little tape. I'm just going to tape slightly above it, like that. So now that's how far I have to go. Go on this side, clean it up a little bit. There we go. Now let's make sure our switch is going to fit. Our IB switch, IBZ switch for the In-Fluence system. We put tape on here because this is a tall switch, and some cavities be a little too close to the bottom of the cavity. So, you know, if you got a good 1.5 inch deep cavity, you're going to be good. You're going to be okay. So here I have my scale here. So yeah, so if you have like 1.5 inches, definitely going to be good. If you got 1 inch and looks like 5/16, I think you'll be all right. But 1 3/8 inches definitely. So yeah, I think you'll be good with that. Gives you a rough idea. But always put the tape on here just to protect it. You know, you want to make sure these contacts are not close to anything that's you're shielding in your cavity or the cavity wall. So what I'm looking for here is the holes lining up, which they do. Now what I want to do is I want to go all the way to one side. Make sure that hole lines up, and it does. Go all the way to this side, and make sure that hole lines up, and it does. Let's mount the pickups. Let's start there. Let's start with the neck pickup. What do I have here? The neck pickup. Looks like these are going to be plenty long enough. So once again, I'm going to start with here. Actually, it's kind of nice because actually the screw is longer than a spring, which makes it a lot easier. Don't have to worry about compressing the springs. Sorry if I'm getting in the way of. So there we go. Got that one started. My screwdriver here. All right, I'm going to fast forward and put all these in. All right, so we got our pickups mounted in there. These screws are long. I think these screws are primarily made for long legs on a pickup, pickups with long legs on them. Obviously, you can see the leg is right here at the bottom of the pickup. These pickups are a little thicker than your traditional passive humbuckers. Next, let's do the switch. So like I said, the metal side is going to go down. Looks like the holes for this are good enough for the... Oh, no. I should have checked that before. Those holes will not clear these screws. These are 632 screws. They probably had 440 screws in there, which are the metric ones, which are slightly smaller. Once again, I'm going to grab my reamer. This is something I should have done before I installed the pickups in. Should have checked it, and I didn't. My failure. That's all right. We can work through it. There we go. These are our starter screws. It'd probably be nicer if we had some tapered screws, but there's so many different types of screws. We just supply these 632s, basically just so you can get going. There's a good chance that your screws may already work with this. If not, then you can use our screws and then get the ones that match your guitar. So I got that one. Get that started. Not going to screw it down all the way until I get this one in. Get it started. I'm going to slightly snug that one up. Do this one now. All right. Make sure the switch is not going to rub on the edges. Looks pretty good. I'm going to put the knob on now. Let's put the volume pot in. It's our 25K volume pot. We got so 3/8 long bushing on here. You'll have 2 nuts, a lock washer, and a flat washer. Here's the other nut there. So on a pickguard like this, you're probably going to want to use the nut and the lock washer. Put it in there. This hole's big, open up a little bit bigger. I think what it was I had in there was our rapid fire kill switch on another project I was working on. That's what I like about a rapid fire kill switch. If when you're done using it, if you're not going to use it, or you decide you don't want to use it anymore, you can take it out and you can still put your volume pot or tone pot in there. Let's put on our push-pull pot. Once again, putting the washer on. All the components are mounted. Good deal. Got our pickups, got our volume, got our tone, push-pull. All right. So looking at our wiring guide here, wiring diagram, if you can see that, hopefully all right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the red wire and the black wire from the switch to the pot, and then I'm going to wire this our ground terminal in, which I have here. Pull it out. And then I'm going to wire the red jumper here across to the green, and I'm also going to install our capacitor too. So let's do that right now. So I'm going to take the wire, I want to cut it to length. So it looks like it's going to go, I hope I can see that or not. Apologize if I get out of the camera. It's going to go with the first green terminal on the left. So this would be the left side of the left lug of the pot. So we're going to take it right there. I'm going to cut it to length. I'm going to strip it. Twist the wires, slide it in there. It's always good to make sure these terminals are all the way open too. So that one's in there. I'll tighten that one up. All right. So now I'm going to take this red wire and go from this green terminal to this green terminal. Now we provide a red wire with the system, a jumper, as you see here. However, I just cut the one out the switch, and that one's going to be plenty long enough, so I'm just going to use this one. So I'm going to go into here, tighten this up here. Now when it comes right to it, when we get ready to put our output jack on, which would be in the guitar, we'd put the red one either here, but we could also put it over here on the tone pot, whatever is easiest to get to. So on the wiring diagram, we should go into the volume, but you could easily just go right here to the tone pot because this jumper basically connecting these two terminals together, so either point will work. Actually, I want to twist those a little bit. That one's a little bit long. Back to about 1/8 of an inch is where I want it. Right there. Make sure it goes all the way into the terminal, which it does now. Before it was sticking out a little bit. Let's take our black wire now. I'm going to go right to there. I'm going to cut that one. Probably should have done it first, but that's all right. Strip it, twist it. Once again, about 1/8 of an inch. Go underneath, plug it into the black terminal. Now we're also going to put our ground terminal, as you see here. We're also going to put it into that same terminal. So I have it here. Let's grab one of the leads, slide it in, grab our little ass screwdriver, tighten that up. Good deal. Now this other end is going to come over here, and I'm just going to put it in there right now. So we're also going to put in our tone cap. Kind of got towards springing, where the wire is kind of pushing itself into the terminal. It's really nice if you can get it to do that. That way it'll hold in place. If it wants to keep jumping out, you know, just take it out or tighten it down. So our capacitor, our tone cap, it's a 0.22 microfarad. It's going to go from the ground to this first green lug. All right, slid right in there. Tighten up the green one first, or the black one, it doesn't matter. Sometimes if the black one keeps wanting to jump out, put the first lug, the green one in first, then put the capacitor and then shove in the black one behind it, and then tighten it up. That way do it. Okay, so we got a ground lug here, which will attach our black wire from our output jack, and then the brown wire is going to go to this center lug here, this dead terminal. We have this silver terminal is a dead terminal, and that's where we're going to put our black lead from our battery clip and our output jack. But we're not going to do that here because that's not going to happen until we mount the guitar. The blue and the purple go to the neck pickup. So this blue and the purple. You see on here, it's hard to see. You probably won't see it in the video, but there's like a little arrow here indented in it, okay? That tells you that's the top. You don't want to put it in these lines, then you're putting it on upside down. You want to go in this way. So we know the green and the purple is the neck, so we'll put that on there. And for the bridge, it's yellow and orange, which we have here. For the bridge, we're going to look for the arrow. We got the 3 little dots on the top, little indents. Once again, here we have 2 little lines. We want those facing down. So we're going to slide that one on. There we go. And once again, here's our arrow. We're going to slide that one on. So I'm going to wire in first our voicing and splitting leads. So these were already soldered on the end, so I'm just going to cut that off, get rid of those, so that we've got fresh new ends. I don't like cutting wires to length. So on our system here, we're showing the orange, which is going to be for the voicing 2. So we're going to take that one and we're going to place it on this silver terminal, which is not a dead terminal on this push-pull pot. If you can see it there, I hope you can see it. What this does is when you pull up on a push-pull pot, it's actually taking these to ground, so then they'll change the voicing. Now, one thing that's nice about the Fishman pickups is you can place both pickups on the same terminal for splitting. It's not going to affect the other pickup, which is really nice. I have to admit, that's probably my most favorite part, because of passive pickups, you have to keep everything separated, the pickups separated at all times, unless you want them to come on together at the same time. You know what? I'm going to also bring this green wire, which is for on the neck pickup, which is for voicing 2 as well there, because we want to change the voicing of that. So I'm going to grab that one. Once again, cut the solder that was on there from the previous owner. Strip it. Oops, didn't get a good bite there. There we go. Twist the leads there a little bit. Shove that one in there. All right. You probably, I don't know if you can see there or not, but I got them both in there. Take the little ass screwdriver, tighten them down. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to start hooking up the wires to our last terminal here, which is our switch terminal. We're going to actually mount it here eventually. I think I want to leave it off right now. Actually, I'm going to take this, while I'm thinking about it, the other side is Velcro, and I'm just going to pop it right there. I want to stay a little bit away from the screw because there's going to be something there, but right about there. Then that way, yeah, that'll be good right there. So let's wire up this terminal right now. I'm going to start with the bridge pickup. See, I already kind of stripped these back a little bit. Actually, I left the neck one so I can demonstrate what I do there. But we got the hot, and then you got the shield. Shield is a bare wire that goes around here. You'll see it here in a second when I strip the neck one off. I'm going to take that one. It's going to go into the first terminal. Twist these wires a little bit so they don't fray off. There we go. The last screwdriver, tighten it down. Let's see if I can get this one here. Just see this shield's got some fray ends on it. I'm going to tighten it really good. I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to put it in the black ground terminal. I'm just going to just snug it for right now. I'm not going to tighten up too tight. There we go. Now, terminal 2 is going to get the yellow wire from the bridge pickup. Just right here. Once again, I already pre-stripped it, cut out the old solder that was on there. Put it right there. Hold it in there. Kind of pushing it in with my thumb and index finger, and then I have my middle finger there kind of holding against the other side. Just twist. Now I'm kind of holding on to the terminal. Twist it. Yeah, never push down. Once you get the screwdriver locked in as a slot, just twist. The next terminal, the third terminal, is the battery leads. It's a dead terminal, basically. There's nothing happening there. So we're going to land the battery leads there. I'm going to take this one from the bridge, take the red lead from the neck. Once again, I already stripped them, twisted them, slide them in there. I'm just going to tighten them down for right now. Eventually, we're going to want our battery lead in there. So, when we go to install it in the guitar, okay, now, last thing left is our purple wire from our neck pickup, or blue wire. Let's get that one out of the way right now. That one's going to go into the 5th terminal, right there, from the neck pickup. That's basically a coil split. So the coil split leads I'm actually putting on here, on this one. And lastly, we have our neck pickup leads. So once again, I'm going to cut this solder off. I'm going to strip it back about 3/4 of an inch to an inch. Bite down just a little bit, pull. See, I just did that. I don't want to cut into the wire too much. I just nick the wire, then I go to a different part of the wire and kind of pull it. It just rips it off. So it's a clean way to do it. So you have all these shield wires. Just want to get them off to one side and just twist them together. Make sure you don't have any strays on there. Tighten them up, get them twisted good and tight, and strip the hot there. Once again, I just kind of grab by the edge and pull. I'm going to twist that one. We're going to put the hot lead in first into the 4th terminal for the neck pickup. Tighten it up. Once again, I'm twisting, not pushing. Then we're going to loosen up the ground terminal where we had the shield from the bridge pickup, and we're going to place the shield from the neck pickup. It's starting to come unraveled. So I'm going to twist it again. Sometimes these are a little bit difficult, mainly because these wires are pretty flimsy. But I think I got it in there. Tighten it up. Hope you can see that or not. Hope so. I'll pull on it. That one's good and tight. That one's good and tight. Just going to hit all these a little bit. All right. So there we have it. So we are completely installed here. So I think what I'm going to do now, I think I'm just going to take this one and set it there. Now technically you don't even have to plug these in yet. You can just plug them in afterwards, wire them up. That's kind of nice actually. So we're going to take this over here. So I don't like to cut stuff, so I'm going to take that one, wrap it that way, and then kind of come this way. Actually, I have a wire tie here. Yeah, see if I can tie these all together here. I think we're ready to put it into a guitar. So you know what, I think we're gonna do that right now. All right, so we're back now. So we got the guitar here. I had to cut the studs here so they would fit in the guitar. The guitar cavity was too shallow, so I actually took some side cutters that I had here. And I just snipped them. So what we have here is we got the black here, and this ground, and we got the red are coming from the output jack here. This long one I already verified is going to the battery. The battery I removed. Make sure you always remove the battery before you start, because you don't want to short things out. And the brown, which is going to connect to the battery lead, which is right here, which we're going to land on this dead terminal, which is going to be over here, the dead terminal on the volume pot. So first, let's do this. Let's hook up the ground wires. Let's do this one here first. This is the bridge ground. It's a pretty heavy one, and when I wiggle it, I can hear the claw on the trim. And we're going to take the black from the output jack. We're going to put it in the other one here. Tighten it up. If you had any cavity grounds or anything, this is where you'd want to plug them in right now. Now let's grab the brown, which we want to put here. That's the brown from this output jack, which when it connects is going to turn on the battery. When we push in our, actually that's a little weak there, those wires. I'm going to snip that off and restrip it. Get that in there. There we go. Tighten that up. So we're tightening it up. We're putting the brown from the output jack and black from the 9-volt to the dead terminal here on the volume pot. Push those down a little bit. There we go. See how it opened up when I push those down? Slide this one in. There we go. Now, like I said, we can put it on the volume or the tone here. I think it's going to be easier just to slide it into the volume there. So that's what I'm going to do. This is our output, our hot lead going to the output jack. This is going to send the signal of everything we have to our amp. Push it in there. Tighten it down. All right. think we're good. Slide it like that. Kind of slide it down there. Make sure everything's good. I'm going to fit this in there and make sure the pickup wires first. Yeah, they seem to be good. All right, I think we're in there now. So now, I think we're ready to test it. See if it works. All right, so I think we're all set here. So I plugged in the battery. Just make sure I can see there. When I plug in the battery after a while like this, first thing I do is I kind of hold on to it. And if it feels like it's getting warm rather quickly, I unplug it immediately. That means there's a short somewhere the positive and negative here are connected together. And if the battery gets hot, you want to disconnect it right away because you don't want any fires or anything. So I always feel it. It's nice and cool, so I don't think there's any issues there. So I'm going to be done with that. Put that in there. All right. So I got my wireless system here. Plug it in. We're in the bridge pickup right now. Let's see what we have. Yeah, I have my amp on in the other room. You can hear it there. Nothing here. Let's try the volume. Working good. Tone. Yep. Let's try the voicing. It is a little hard to hear. You might not be hearing the video, but I can hear it kind of get a little bit warmer. Yeah, so I think it is working, and we'll be able to hear it more when we plug it into the amp when it's strung up. So position 2 would be both single coils. Yeah. Position 3. Yeah, both full humbucker. Position 4 should just be the neck split, so we have nothing here. Yeah, I'm going to try the volume. Tone, yeah. All right, then position 5. Yeah, we're good. I think we got it all done. So I'm excited to get this plugged in and hear what it sounds like. So I want to go ahead and put this back together. And yeah, check out our, actually we're going to do a demo video of this system. And so actually I'll probably put a link into this video so you can click on it and hear what this system sounds like. So hey, Electric Ed here, this installation video for the Terminator SVST-IBZF system for the In-Fluence Terminator systems. Find your Terminator system today at MadHatterGuitarProducts.com and hear what your guitar is missing.